This is the IELTS listening test. You will hear a number of different recordings, and you will have to answer questions on what you hear. There will be time for you to read the instructions and questions, and you will have the chance to check your work. All the recordings will be played once only. The test is in 4 parts. At the end, you will be given 10 minutes to transfer your answers to an answer sheet. Now turn to Part 1. Part 1. A man is calling the Riverdale Activity Centre to ask about registering for a photography course. First, you have some time to read questions 1 to 6. Now listen and answer question 1 to 6.
Good afternoon, Riverdale Activity Centre. Sarah speaking. How can I help you?
Hi, I was calling to get some information about your evening classes, specifically the photography course I saw on your website.
Of course. Are you hoping to join the beginner, intermediate, or advanced class?
Beginner. I've only used my phone camera until now, so I'd be starting from scratch.
That's absolutely fine. The beginner course is perfect for people like you. It covers the basics of using a digital camera, lighting, composition, and even some simple editing techniques.
Sounds great. What's the name of the course?
It's called Photography for Starters.
Got it. And when does it start?
The next intake begins on Monday, the 5th of August. Classes are held once a week for 6 weeks.
Okay. And what time are the classes?
They run from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. every Monday evening.
That should work with my schedule. Where is it held?
The course takes place at the Riverdale Community Hall in room 3 on the 2nd floor. There's a lift if needed.
And how many people are in the class?
We keep the group small, a maximum of 10 participants, so the instructor can give everyone personal attention.
Good to know. Is any equipment provided?
You'll need to bring your own digital camera, but we provide everything else: tripods, lighting, and printed course materials. If you don't own a camera, we do have 2 cameras available to borrow, but it's first come, first served.
I do have a camera, so that's no problem. How much is the course?
It's £90 for the full 6 weeks, or £80 if you register before the end of this month.
That's quite reasonable. Is there any sort of registration fee?
Just a £10 deposit, which is deducted from the course fee. So if you pay early, it's £70 after the deposit.
Right. And how do I pay?
We accept payment by card online or in person here at the centre. If you're paying online, we'll email you a payment link.
Great.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to read questions 7 to 10. Now listen and answer questions 7 to 10.
Can I give you my details now?
Of course. Can I have your full name, please?
Yes, it's Thomas Delaney. That's Delaney.
Got it. And your phone number?
It's 07983 225 946.
Thanks. And what's your email address?
That would be t.delaney27@mailnet.co.uk.
Thanks, Thomas. And could I also take your address?
Sure. It's flat 2B, 64 Beechcroft Lane, and that's in Ravenshill. The postcode is RH43JP.
Excellent. One last question. How did you hear about the course?
Actually, it was through a Facebook ad, which linked directly to your site.
That's helpful for our tracking. Thanks. Before we finalise, do you have any special needs we should know about? For example, allergies or mobility concerns?
No, nothing like that. I'm all good.
All right. Once I email you the payment link, just complete it within 48 hours to secure your place. After that, we'll send your confirmation letter and a welcome pack.
That's perfect. Oh, will I need ID on the first day?
Yes, please bring one form of photo ID, such as a passport or driving licence.
Will do.
Also, we recommend arriving about 15 minutes early on the first evening to collect your materials and meet the instructor.
Great, I'll do that.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
No, I think that covers everything. Thank you so much, Sarah.
You're very welcome, Thomas. We look forward to seeing you soon.
Same here. Bye for now.
Bye.
That is the end of part 1. You now have half a minute to check your answers. Part 2. You will hear a staff member at the Northbridge Outdoor Learning Centre giving an introductory talk to new members. First you have some time to read questions 11 to 15. Listen carefully and answer questions 11 to 15.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Northbridge Outdoor Learning Centre. My name is Emma Talbot, and I'm the Programme Coordinator here. I'll be giving you a full introduction to what we do, what you can expect during your time with us, and what facilities and opportunities are available. Let me begin with a little background. The centre was established back in 1998 by a group of educators who believed in experiential, hands-on learning, particularly in outdoor environments. They felt that traditional classrooms were too limiting, especially for children who learn best through activity. With generous support from local councils and environmental grants, they purchased the old farmland on which we now sit, about 45 acres of mixed woodland, meadows and freshwater marsh. Our main mission is to provide nature-based learning opportunities for schools, families and adult learners. Most of our weekday visitors are school groups, some travelling over 100 miles just to attend a day here. At weekends, we welcome families, scout troops, and also adult participants attending workshops on things like bushcraft, wildlife tracking, or outdoor photography. We run all sorts of activities: team building exercises, orienteering, pond dipping, wild cooking, and even low rope challenges. One of our most popular programs is the Overnight Nature Retreat for teenagers, which includes a guided night walk, campfire storytelling, and a dawn birdwatching session. Feedback from students and parents has been overwhelmingly positive. Now, as members, you'll have access to our facilities beyond regular visitor hours. That includes the learning cabins, the woodland classroom, and the eco-cafe. We ask you to book ahead, especially if you're planning to use indoor spaces or lead your own group session. Some of you have asked about our membership model. We used to offer only one option, an annual pass. But over time, we realised that didn't work well for occasional visitors. So now we have a tiered membership structure. There's the basic plan, which gives you limited entry. The family plan, which includes weekend access and discounts on workshops, and the full access plan, which includes priority booking, extended hours, and free tickets to seasonal events. Speaking of seasonal events, don't forget to mark your calendars for our Autumn Earth Festival. It's held in late October and celebrates local food, crafts, and conservation. We used to organise a spring event as well, but it wasn't as well attended. So now we focus on the autumn festival, which has grown significantly over the years. This year, we'll have live music, guided walks, and a make-your-own bird box workshop. Before I move on, just a quick word about safety. Please remember this is a shared, working, natural environment. There are insects, uneven paths, and open water areas. We provide safety briefings at the beginning of each group session, and we have trained first aiders on site. Still, we ask all members to act responsibly, especially when supervising children or leading peer activities.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to read questions 16 to 20. Now listen and answer questions 16 to 20.
Now, I'd like to briefly share some insights from our recent survey on trends in outdoor learning and how visitors are responding to them. We asked members and visiting educators about various trends that have emerged in the last 5 years. First, we asked about digital integration, using tablets and apps during outdoor activities. Interestingly, while some liked being able to identify birds or plants using an app, most people felt it actually took attention away from the natural setting. Many expressed disappointment with how tech sometimes disrupts immersion. Next, we asked about Leave No Trace camping, which promotes low-impact stays in nature. This was widely praised and appears to be gaining popularity. Several visitors even said it encouraged them to rethink how they camp elsewhere. Another topic was mindfulness walks, quiet, slow-paced walks meant to reduce stress. These have proven especially popular with adult learners and were described by many as a refreshing change from busier group activities. In fact, demand has increased so much we're adding extra sessions this season. We also looked at how people felt about peer-led workshops. These are sessions led by other members rather than professionals. Respondents were generally open to the idea, but stressed the importance of clear guidelines and a staff member being present to support and moderate. Finally, we asked about outdoor risk-taking, things like climbing trees or walking barefoot during nature play. Unsurprisingly, opinions were divided. Some felt these activities were exciting and character-building, while others worried about injuries or setting a bad example for younger children. On balance, most agreed they're valuable, but must be done under supervision. Thank you again for joining the Northbridge Outdoor Learning Centre. We're thrilled to have new members joining our community and look forward to seeing you explore and enjoy everything the site has to offer. That is the end of Section 2.
That is the end of the Part 2. You have half a minute to check your answers. Part 3. You will hear two university students, Emily and Jake, discussing their joint presentation for a marketing and consumer psychology module. First, you now have some time to read questions 21 to 25. Now listen and answer questions 21 to 25.
Hey Jake, thanks for meeting up. We really need to finalize our plan for the marketing presentation. It's due next Friday.
Yeah, I agree. I've been thinking about the topics we brainstormed, and I think the idea of brand loyalty in the age of influencer marketing could work really well.
I'm glad you said that. That was my favorite too. It's relevant and there's tons of material out there. Plus, it combines consumer psychology and digital marketing.
Exactly, and we can make it engaging by including real-life examples, maybe even short clips from influencers to demonstrate how they promote products.
Yes, and I think we should focus on a specific demographic, maybe young adults, say 18 to 25. They're the group most influenced by social media trends.
Good point. Should we narrow it down even more, like university students?
That might make our sample more manageable, especially if we're doing a survey or focus group.
True. I was thinking about that. We could distribute a short questionnaire online and also hold a small discussion group, maybe 5 or 6 people, to get qualitative insights.
That sounds perfect. The quantitative data will show us general patterns and the discussion will help us understand the reasons behind those trends.
Exactly.
Now, we also need to consider how we define brand loyalty in our study. There are different interpretations. Some people see it as repeat purchasing, while others think of it more emotionally.
I'd say we use a combined definition, one that includes both behavior and emotional attachment. That way, we're covering the full picture. Agreed. I'll look up some journal articles to support that framework.
Maybe we can each find 3 or 4 sources by Tuesday.
Sounds good. I'll focus on the psychology side, what makes people feel loyal to a brand. And you could look at case studies of successful influencer campaigns. Sure.
Also, what about a hypothesis? I was thinking something like exposure to influencer endorsements increases brand loyalty among university students.
That works. But we might need to phrase it slightly more neutrally. Maybe there's a relationship between influencer exposure and brand loyalty in university-age consumers. Yeah, that's better. More academically appropriate. And what about limitations? Should we mention sample bias?
Definitely. Since we're only surveying university students, our findings won't generalize to older or less digitally active groups.
Good point. I'll make a note of that. Also, do you think we should include gender differences, like are women more likely to follow lifestyle influencers?
That would be interesting, but it might complicate the analysis. Maybe we can include a question on gender and see if a trend emerges without making it a focus.
Fair enough. Okay, this is coming together well. Do you want me to draft the methodology section and you can handle the background and rationale?
Yes, let's do that. Then we can review each other's work midweek and make edits together.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to read questions 26 to 30. Now listen and answer questions 26 to 30.
So now we should talk about the format. It's a group presentation, but we still need a slide deck, right?
I'd say we keep it to around 8 or 9 slides. Simple, clean design, and only the key points. Yep. According to the assignment brief, we need to speak for 10 minutes and visuals are expected.
Totally agree. I can take care of the visuals. I enjoy using Canva. It's got templates that are professional but still a bit creative.
Perfect! I'm better at scripting. I'll draft what we're going to say for each section, and then we can rehearse together.
Awesome. Also, I was thinking we could start the presentation with a question to the audience. Something like, how many of you have bought a product after seeing it on Instagram? It could grab attention.
I love that idea. It's interactive and sets the tone. We can even refer back to that later when we talk about the data.
Exactly. Oh, and don't forget, we also need to submit a reference list separately. That's part of the grade.
Good reminder. Let's compile that as we go along instead of rushing at the end. Should we meet again on Thursday to rehearse?
Thursday works. We'll have most of the content ready by then. Maybe meet at the library around 3 p.m.?
Sure. I'll book one of the group study rooms, and let's aim to have all the slides and speaking notes finalized by Wednesday evening.
Sounds good. That way we have time to rehearse and make adjustments. I'll also double-check the marking criteria just to be safe.
Good idea. It mentioned clarity, engagement, and visual support as key grading areas.
All right, we're in a good place. I'll start designing the first few slides tonight and share them with you tomorrow.
Awesome. I'll get going on the script and keep you posted.
That is the end of the Part 3. Now you have 30 seconds to check your answers to Part 3. Part 4. You will hear a seminar about the role of sleep in cognitive function and health. First, you have some time to read questions 31 to 40.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today we'll be focusing on an essential yet often underestimated part of our daily lives, sleep. While it may seem like a passive state of rest, sleep plays a critical role in a wide range of physiological and cognitive functions. In this lecture, we'll explore the stages of sleep, its importance for brain health, and its connection to memory, emotions, and overall well-being. Let's begin with the structure of sleep. Sleep is typically divided into two major types, REM, which stands for rapid eye movement, and non-REM sleep. Non-REM sleep is further broken down into 3 stages, with each serving distinct functions. The first stage is light sleep, during which we drift in and out of consciousness. The second stage involves a slight drop in body temperature and slower heart rate, preparing the body for deep sleep. The third stage is often referred to as slow-wave sleep, characterized by delta brain waves, and this is the most restorative phase. During this stage, tissues are repaired, growth hormones are released, and the immune system is strengthened. REM sleep, on the other hand, is when most dreaming occurs. This phase is associated with brain activity that is almost as intense as when we're awake. It plays a crucial role in processing emotions, consolidating memories, and learning. Throughout the night, we cycle between REM and non-REM sleep several times, with each cycle lasting around 90 minutes. The proportion of REM sleep increases in later cycles, especially in the final hours before waking. Now, let's look at how sleep affects cognitive performance. Research has consistently shown that adequate sleep is essential for attention, decision-making, and problem-solving. Students, for example, perform significantly better on tests when they've had a full night's sleep compared to when they've stayed up cramming. Sleep deprivation impairs working memory and reduces concentration, making it more difficult to retain new information or think creatively. One of the key functions of sleep is memory consolidation. After learning new information, the brain replays and strengthens these memories during sleep, particularly during REM and deep sleep phases. Studies using brain scans have demonstrated that people who sleep after studying show improved recall compared to those who remain awake. Even a short nap can significantly enhance memory performance, especially for tasks involving pattern recognition and spatial awareness. Let's not forget the emotional aspect. Sleep plays a crucial role in emotional regulation. Without sufficient rest, the brain's emotional centers become more reactive. For example, the amygdala, which processes fear and stress, becomes hyperactive under conditions of sleep loss. As a result, people are more likely to experience irritability, mood swings, and even symptoms of anxiety and depression. On the flip side, getting enough sleep helps maintain emotional stability and resilience in the face of stress. Sleep is also tied closely to physical health. Chronic sleep deprivation has been linked to a range of issues, including high blood pressure, obesity, and weakened immune function. During deep sleep, the body produces cytokines, proteins that help fight infections and inflammation. When sleep is disrupted, the body's ability to fight off illness decreases, making individuals more susceptible to common colds, flu, and other infections. It's also worth mentioning the glymphatic system, a relatively recent discovery. This system is essentially the brain's waste clearance mechanism. It becomes highly active during deep sleep, removing toxins that build up during the day, including beta-amyloid, which is linked to Alzheimer's disease. This provides compelling evidence that regular, good-quality sleep may be a preventive measure against neurodegenerative diseases. Now let's touch on sleep disorders. One of the most common is insomnia, characterized by difficulty falling or staying asleep. This can be triggered by stress, irregular sleep schedules, or underlying medical conditions. Another widespread condition is sleep apnea, which involves repeated interruptions in breathing during sleep, often without the person being aware of it. Sleep apnea not only affects sleep quality, but is also associated with cardiovascular problems. Interestingly, our modern lifestyles have introduced new challenges to sleep. Exposure to blue light from smartphones, computers, and televisions suppresses the production of melatonin, the hormone that regulates our sleep-wake cycle. That's why sleep experts often recommend avoiding screens at least 1 hour before bedtime. Other recommendations include maintaining a consistent sleep schedule, keeping the bedroom dark and cool, and avoiding caffeine and heavy meals in the evening. In conclusion, sleep is not simply a break from waking life. It's a biologically active state that is vital for cognitive function, emotional regulation, and physical health. Understanding how sleep works and recognizing its value is crucial, not just for individuals, but for society as a whole.
That is the end of the Part 4. You have now 30 seconds to check your answers to Part 4. You have now 10 minutes to transfer your answers to an answer sheet.